Fortress of Bolshevik, right? Where is it? Ah, crap. How do I tell? Oh, yeah. Yep, Bolshevik. There we are, population 7. So we had just begun getting our main stairwell into the fortress going. About, let's see, 1, 2, 3, only a couple levels deep so far. So we want to do channel down, make our downward slope. I usually go about 5 levels down before I start digging out, trying to actually make something for the dwarves. Although we might be good here because this is looking like stone. Let's see, K is our overall look. Clay loam, oh no, so that is not a very stable substance. And we're going to want to do some other stuff first. Alright, so this is the trick I think I forgot last time. You do the downslope down here first. Oops. So D, H, designate, H for channel. And I think this game is actually one of those crazy ones, so that makes open space right there. Oops. So we go to build, B, shift C, you go down here, where is it? Shift C, so you're basically doing a large, or uppercase C. Up, down, stair, X, put it in right here. Excuse me. So then we do this here. Alright. Should be able to come down. Somebody's coming, right? What are you doing? Drink, drink, drink. Oh, they're all drinking. Somebody's going to construct a building. Oh. I might end up having to drown. What should we say? Dig down pretty deep here, but we'll see. Okay, then we channel out this bit. What? Why you no work? Oh no, that's right. We dig out this part first. My bad. Yep, get a bit of me chatting with my cousin. So now we do DH. Make her down slope to create that open space above. Can watch as that happens. See, that's open space. Open space. Open space. And then go B, C, or Shift C, X. And then, as you can see, it says change height, change width, UMKH. I'm doing KH, change width, I guess. made a mistake. Our miner is stuck there for the time being. But now he's good. See, he got it. Or he should be. Oh. You getting down there? Yeah, okay. So now he cleared out. He might have been sleeping. Maybe that's what he was doing. What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Miner? Miner. No job. Huh. Okay. This looks like some stone. Okay, granite. Alright, so we are in. Alright, so finally hit some rock. Well, let's do our little channel. Alright, what are we doing? Okay, people are coming to build. Okay, good. I am loving you more. I am loving you more. Alright, so it's saying it's suspending the construction of that up and down stair there, and that's because there's rocks, basically, in the way. So we're gonna let them finish digging this out. Then we build our up down stair there. Make use of those two rocks, hopefully. Alright, so now we're going to set our miners to digging out a bit of a space here. So remember, you got to imagine the square that you're making. Then one. Now, the crazy thing is, I don't really have direct evidence of this, although I'm fairly certain it works this way. But I've noticed that if you build your dwarves' bedrooms kind of small like this and kind of real close together like this, well, they seem to make babies a bit more quickly. Within the confines of what I understand about the psychology that the Addams brothers have kind of programmed into the game, it makes sense. You're close quarters, there's not much to do, so things are going to happen. I've had a few times where I've kind of made a conscious decision on my bedroom design, and it seems to work that way. Anyways, alright, so we're making bedrooms. We're going to need doors and beds. So how do we do that? We're going to do build. So B, W for workshops. And that is right here. And then we want a carpenter's workshop. Now, as far as I know, the carpenter's workshop is the only thing that produces bed in the entire game. So they're kind of important. We'll put them up above. right next to the big wood stockpile, while our miners keep mining. If you ever need to get rid of something, Q, for whatever reason, ends up being your action button. So I hit Q, gives me this. Suspend construction, remove building. I can just remove the stairwell, and then just try and have them build it again. So B, Shift C, X. We'll put it right there so there's no gaps, because our dwarves are dumb, and they will fall into stuff and do silly stuff quite often. Alright, so we're sitting waiting on the mining. We should have a second guy mining. I'm not sure why he's not. Who the f are you? What are you doing? Why are you stuck up a goddamn tree? I think you might be. Great. Dumbass dwarves. Alright. Try and keep this one. So, what is that guy? Okay. X. Or give me something. X, Q. Okay. Let's leave it pinned on you right there. So this tree is the one we want to cut to get you down, apparently. Why did you climb up a tree? I would never ask you to do something I wouldn't do. I could never lose you. At least I never choose to. Alright, so we got our workshop built. Looks like we got that miner down safely. Doesn't appear to have gotten injured too much. Let's find out. Dumbass expedition leader. So you go U for this unit, and then you want to go to view unit, right? I think so. Or no. Go to unit, Z. Alright, so in this one, we've got all that going on. If you look in the right corner, you'll see W and D. That's wounds. Effectively, that's your health for your dwarves. It's kind of hard to follow sometimes. It's hard to find within the sub-menus and all that, but here we go. Alright, well, he seems to have taken being stuck up a tree and having it chopped out from underneath him quite alright. He's just thirsty, so we got lucky there. Obviously, a dwarf stuck up a tree and the tree gets cut down, there's going to be a chance that, you know, things are going to go bad. Anyways, alright, let's start building some beds. So you go to, alright, so this is where Q becomes useful. What did they list as? Set building task preferences. So Q, we're to our carpenter's workshop, add new task A, and then you can see all these different things. Bed's fairly easy and fairly self-explanatory because it's a B, so that's one of the few keystrokes that makes sense. And then you can do A, add new task, enter just makes, basically you're just hitting it as soon as you go into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 7 beds for now. Now, if you remember, we have fun stockpiles for stuff that we also need to take care of. So we're going to make a stockpile for furniture. So stockpile is P, furniture is U. And then we're just going to make a little square next to the carpenter shop so he doesn't have far to go for anything he makes. And that should set that up okay. Somebody's constructing beds. Okay, good. Once our other miner gets down there, that should speed that up. Oh, and one of our other dwarves is hauling stuff to the furniture stockpile from... This here is basically like a covered wagon that you start with. You can break it down eventually and move stuff over. And my furniture stockpile I made is way too small. Shit. Alright, let's set up another one. Get all those beds built. Excavation's coming along okay. If you get like a legendary miner or somebody who's really good at it, this goes faster, but they are digging through granite, so it's going to be a laborious process, I guess you'd say. But at least for the purpose of this video, we're going to get the bedrooms built out, and then we'll get a still started real quick, and then that will be that. By the way, any music you hear in the background, I do not own any rights to. I'm not trying to profit off of their creative endeavors in any way whatsoever. But it's just nice to have some music in the background while we're playing this game. So another thing we could possibly start doing just to make it easier is we could set up a stone stockpile in that little kind of area that we're digging out. Might not be a bad idea because it looks like they're still hauling shit over there. Alright, another thing, well, we'll get to that in a second. But when it comes to booze, we're going to have to come back to our carpenter eventually because he plays an important role, especially in the early game, for making sure you have places to store your booze and the stuff you make your booze with. Ooh, doggy. They are taking their sweet time. I might have too much going on with the computer, too. I don't think I do. Alright, you see that red flickering? So that's leaves falling down from the trees. Back it way out. Whoop, went way out. Kinda cool, huh? This you just do with the mouse wheel. It's defaulted as such. It's pretty good. Okay. Come on, Miner Bros, let's go. So I'm going to set a stockpile for stone right here, just so we can start clearing stuff out. Actually, PS, this will be right through here. That way our doors, everybody is pitching in on the effort at the moment. Just lost the World War and the scene slips away to the now you notice the yellow dwarf has something in front of him. He came in with a wheelbarrow. We can make more of those and actually make it, it does make it more efficient and easier for your dwarves to haul stuff around, especially stone and things like that. So, we actually have our guy make a few more. He never got finished making his beds, you lazy fuck. Okay, well, so if we want, we can at least get a few of these dwarves settled into a bedroom already. So we're going to do that through B, our build menu. Or building, I guess is what it says. So B, and then bed, again, stays fairly consistent. B, put a bed here, and a bed here. Somebody will come along with that in a second. Yep, see there's the bed already. So, in order to kind of achieve, I guess, maximum happiness or stressless life for your dwarves, you want them to have their own bedrooms. You can set it up where there's dormitories where you just, like, say we would dig out this square and then leave it, and then we just build a bunch of beds on one end, and you can signal that to be a dormitory. It works okay, but dwarves, you know, like people, want their own space. So, in order to give dwarves their beds or assign them to them, you're going to do Q, and then you hover in and see it's blinking and recognize it says R, make bedroom. So we hit R. Size it, so wherever you want your door to be, that's good, that'll work. So I'm going to hit enter, and then see assign bed. And that's, see, D there is dormitory. You can make it that way. Barracks is for military stuff. We'll get to that eventually. So on and so forth. But assign bed. So we will assign our first bed. And we'll have it be our expedition leader. Since he's actually being a miner, it's good that he'll be down here right next to it. So that's his bed. So he'll come down and start sleeping when it's time for him to sleep. And then we're going to do that for our miner guy too. Assign bed. And there you go. So they will now claim those places for themselves. Let's get this lazy carpenter making some doors real fast. Doors are D for once, so that's nice. So the crazy thing about this game that I've heard, and why the menus and the keystrokes got kind of nuts after a while, is that effectively he ran out of letters on the keyboard, or keys on the keyboard to use that were somewhat sensical, at least using letters. So that does give you some sense of just kind of how insanely detailed Tarn Adams is of a thing Tarn Adams has created here. It's actually amazing. But I do think you have to be a certain kind of nerd, autist, whatever phraseology you want to use to, you know, get into this game to the extent that I have. But there is a very dedicated community of people who love the shit out of this game and just play it all the time. And I'm one of them. I just taken a break. Mostly because, yeah, if I had better hardware in my computer, the game would do better. As is, it does okay. But for what this is right now, with only 7 dwarves, an early game, and not a lot going on, it's running kind of slow. But that's alright. That C that you see randomly moving through is a cat. They're good to have. They keep pests down, but just like your dwarves, if you end up with 2 animals of opposite sexes, they will make babies, and they will make lots of babies. And if you don't keep that in check, that is actually one of the things that can kill your fortress, because you'll have a couple dozen dwarves going, and then you'll have a couple dozen animals running around, and that basically means the game is asking your computer to do a lot of stuff all at once, and it can get pretty confusing. There's ways around it. You can butcher them. I've heard of people who made a fortress where everybody basically wore cat leather armor, stuff like that. There's actually a profession in the game, Gelder, which is effectively like a veterinarian who would spade or neuter the animals. I've actually never quite set that one up all the way through, but that is one option that's there. Some good old Bob Barker shit for you. Alright. Let's go. Getting there slowly but surely. This is a game that will teach you patience as well. But at the very least, we can get 2 more beds down, get some doors going if that carpenter hasn't been too lazy, and get going on setting up a still. Oops. So at least for me, that's kind of always been really good. Get in, get bedrooms dug out, get the carpenter set up, get the still set up. And then you can go from there. Alright, let's give some more dwarves their beds. Stoneworker and killer here. It'd be nice to know if we had an extra pickaxe somewhere, but I don't know if there is. It actually said one of my guys had changed. Who was that? Oh, he just became a carpenter instead of a woodcutter. Okay. Alright. I just don't want this to get too long on us.
General, it's urgent.
What's going on?
What's this Mike Snow? No, same hotel.
Oh my god.
Keep my hands on myself. Pick up dust and more, put 'em back up on the shelf.
Alright, let's see. We get some doors. We'll set up another stone stockpile here in a second. And put a stone stockpile here. Just keep everybody clear. Excuse me. That way we can get our food stockpile coming in here too. Excuse me, sorry. Go, 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 miners, go! Get better. So one thing I do that a lot of people suggest against is having basically a one tile wide entryways like that. So for whatever reason, when that happens, if two doors run into each other in that instance, one of the doors is going to crawl over the other one, so it just kind of slogs the game down in its own way. So it's usually a good idea to have your hallways be 2, 3 spaces wide, tiles wide, I guess is the terminology most everybody uses. And then there's a whole other level of menus that we'll get to somewhere along the way where you can effectively kind of try to set traffic patterns for your fortress. It's kind of nuts. But it does help if you do it right. Especially if your fortress is getting big. Alright, another bed. Get close. We'll get our food stockpile going here in a second. Where can we put one more stone stockpile just to clear all this crap out? Put it right between these two. But if you don't have random loose stones sitting everywhere, then you can build more easily. Like if I were to try to build a bed on a spot like with the stairs, they won't do it because they recognize there's something in the way. So you got to make sure you do something to get that thing out of the way. All right, we have almost completed our first little bit of living quarters, and now we are going to start some booze production. I think we'll make our fisher guy our stiller. Doesn't seem like he's getting up to much of anything useful. Place a bed, BB. Okay. Q to assign this bed over here. Oh, we're so close. Don't fall asleep. Okay. One last bed. Oops. And then let's get this bedroom assigned. Oops. Get our doors filled in. Everybody gets their own little bit of privacy. So we're going to make another quick stone stockpile up here in this corner. That looks like that should clear up almost everything else we got left. Okay. Alright, so that's how you get bedrooms going and get everybody assigned to their own bed and make sure all your dwarves are happy and got their own personal space. Now, let's see. Z is kind of your overview. So drink 40, seeds 30, meat 10, fish 10, plant 20. So we're not too worried about fish, meat, and plants. Like I said, dwarves can be pure on vegan, herbivores, whatever you want to call them. But I'm sure it actually probably does help within terms of the overall stress, happiness for them that they have a varied diet. You never know, though. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to build a still down here. We will put it, oops, so B, W for workshops, S, nope, L for still, that's right. Put a still right here. And let's see if we have anybody. Okay, I was going to make our fish cleaner our distiller. Jury tanning, oh, he's one of those guys. He's useful in his own right. Okay, so we'll just let him be for now. Let's get him off of fishing though. Okay. Alright, so that should make it to where he will build our distillery, I do believe. Store items. So, okay, construct building. Alright, he's on it. Okay. So we're going to put a food stockpile down here. And we'll kind of do a quick bit of advanced stockpile in this junk. So, stockpile P, we want F for food, right? We're going to put it right through here. Alright, so I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to have space pause for the game. We're going to go to Q. And this is how we get to the settings for our food stockpile. So, see, S is change settings. So, what we want to do, we come into this menu, and there's all this stuff to do. Thankfully, because we're trying to do this for booze, what that means is we need to just get it down to, and F is basically remove on this list, forbid. F, drink plant. We want to keep our drink there. And we want the stuff our drinks are coming from to be stored here too. So we'll get rid of seeds for now because seeds are a very peculiar little thing in the game that picks everything up. They basically recommend that you set up a whole stockpile just for seeds because of the way that the game interacts with them and tries to fill them in containers, etc., etc. You can look at the wiki if you really want to know other than that. But for our stockpile, we're going to have plants, drink plant, fruit, and leaves, and that's it. So, our dwarves will bring prepared or distilled drinks or already made drinks to that stockpile. They'll bring plants, fruits, leaves, etc. to that stockpile, and then that's where we will make booze from. I'm going to build the door for this one here. Okay. Now, where do we get our fruit and plants and all that good stuff? Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Building a farm, maybe what I'll do is I'll set one up or dig out the area I will do that, and we'll check that out in a different video. For now, the easiest way that I've always done it, though this might be another reason why I have issues with the way the game runs, is you're going to do designation, so D. So it defaults to chop down trees. Right underneath it is P, gather plants. So you go P, gather plants. And then you're just going to draw one of your squares and have dwarves go pick all that. So there's that. So that's picking plants. That's going to give you all kinds of different things, but it does give you the correct things for booze that you need. Now, another thing that you can do to make sure that your booze production doesn't falter at any point whatsoever is you can set up a zone, which is I. I have no idea why I is a hotkey for zones. Like I said, Tarn Adams kind of just, this thing is a Frankenstein, but it's a beautiful Frankenstein. Anyways, so I is zones. We're going to do I. Now I'm going to basically place it first. So I haven't told it what kind of zone I want yet, but I'm going to tell it where I want the zone to be. Speaking of which, we need to do that for a water source and our animals here pretty quick too. Alright, so new activity zone. We're making our little rectangle. So we got water source, fishing, gather, pick fruit, garbage dump, hen pasture, pit pond, blah blah blah. So obviously we want gather, pick fruit. Now I usually just select this, and then I actually don't set the gather information. I just let them go and let them find the stuff they're looking for. So that will do that. Oh, and that is now a zone. Yep. Okay. Now another thing, just since I'm on top of mind, In order for your dwarves to make sure that you have water, I think I have weather disabled, but if I don't, if the wintertime comes around, this flowing water, that stream, and these little ponds here are going to freeze over. And if you don't have anything set up where your booze production is far enough ahead, or you don't have a well set up, your dwarves will die from starvation, or from thirst. Dehydration. Excuse me. Alright, so I'm just going to make a square around this little pond. We will set that as our water source. So that's our water source. So our dwarves will go there for whenever they need water for whatever reason. It relates to hospital and medical stuff as well, but that's a whole other thing. Now this little pond here, we have some animals, so we're going to do another zone. So I'm going to put place zone. And this one's going to be pen pasture, and that's in for whatever reason. And then in set pen pasture information, yes. And then we want to tell our horses to go hang out there. Somebody will take care of them, make sure they're by that water, and that's just where they're going to hang out. Because if you don't do this with, especially like you saw that I had 2 dogs and 2 cats, they'll just wander everywhere, and that can kill the game for you later on too. All right, so we got dwarves picking picking some fruit, looking for fruit, picking plants, etc., etc. Got a still set up down here. Are they bringing in food to the food stockpile already? It looks like it. And then we're going to tell our distiller guy, add new task, extract from plants, brew drink from plant. We will brew drink from plants. And then you can just hit R, repeat. So he'll just sit there and do this until he runs out of stuff to do. This is another thing with making the game run efficiently that I might screw up on. Because if you just set them on repeat, they're just going to keep doing it. So they're constantly, it's just a piece of the game that's constantly running and doing stuff, as opposed to just having them do it a little bit at a time, blah, blah, blah. But for now, we're just going to have them brew and repeat. Now, conversely, we need to make sure, excuse me again, that our carpenter guy is making barrels the whole time. So we're going to go make wooden barrel, V, again, who knows, and then you just do R on that. And so our carpenter will start pulling from this wood stockpile, take it to here, make his stuff, put it here, and then anybody related to the booze production down here is going to grab the barrels from here, take it down there, and we should probably have, although I think it compensates for the barrels, or it recognizes that there's barrels supposed to be there. Well, let's see, everything, okay, brew drink plant, make wooden barrels, or item site, yep, so everybody's kind of just doing what they're supposed to. So, this concludes another in-game early kind of introduction tutorial. We have managed to dig down to, what, about 5 Z levels? Yep, 5 Z levels. That's the vertical. I don't know why they call them Z. It's the axis reference for math. We've got bedrooms. Everybody's got their own bed. We've got people out collecting plants and fruit. We've got a brewer making alcohol for our dwarves, so our dwarves stay happy and inebriated. And that is where we will leave it for now. And next time out, we'll figure out what we're going to do. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.